Hi guys, welcome to Invictus Porsche. We have here with us my favorite 911, and it's probably the best 911 in terms of an all-rounder anyway. So what is it, you ask? It is a Porsche 911 991 GTS Gen 1. Bit of a mouthful, but it's the last naturally aspirated GTS. So let's talk about the exterior of the car. So it's finished in the sports classic grey color, which was introduced on the 997. Slightly different car, but they fetch over £300,000. But this color in the GTS looks absolutely stunning. So from factory, this car comes with a sports design package, which gives you that front splitter at the front. The side skirts, I believe, are aftermarket on this vehicle. And then you get the rear slightly larger wing in the ducktail on this, standard from factory. So with the GTS, essentially you get quite a good spec anyway. So some of the standard spec that you get on this is the stunning 20-inch center locking wheels, which complements the color of the car beautifully. You get the sport chrono pack with a 10mm lowering of the suspension. You get a number of other options as well, like the PTV, the sports steering wheel, and then coming sort of round to the back, you've got the quad exhaust at the back, which I think looks better than a 992. The badging is done in black, which sort of complements the classic grey quite well. And then you've got the ducktail, which on top has a spoiler. The rear window is blacked out, and so is the glass sunroof, which again is an option on this vehicle. The other windows are also tinted. Very easy to remove the tint should you want to, but I like the look of it. It gives it a very unique look. The top of the windscreen is also tinted as well, which really helps on those sunny days. So the interior of this car is just as impressive as the exterior. So it's finished in the two-tone red in black interior, with the red stitching along the dashboard and the door cards as well. And what I like about the two-tone is that red on its own can be a bit too much. However, I do like red colored seats, so it just gives it a bit of classy feel rather than overwhelmingly red. The other expensive option from factory on this GTS is the 18-way adjustable seats, which I believe was over $2,000. And you get all the other stuff, which is your Bluetooth connectivity, satellite navigation system. The headlining is done in Alcantara. Again, you know, Porsche is renowned for their build quality, and when you look at how this car is 6 years old, it's absolutely remarkable. It's got over 40,000 miles, and you wouldn't think it was a car with more than 5,000 miles. And that's testament, or maybe to Porsche owners, but also to the quality of build that Porsche has in their factories. When some people say that actually is better than Ferrari build quality. In terms of the sound system, it's got the upgraded Bose sound system, which is brilliant, and you've also got the buttons for the glass roof, which to me is almost a must-have, because you know, on a warmer day, if you want a bit more light coming in or air coming in, the glass roof is just absolutely perfect. And you've got the Sport Plus button, the suspension, traction control buttons there as well, the auto stop-start button, and the switchable exhaust button as well. And the seats are also heated. So, on to driving performance. Let's talk about figures. 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 It has 444 brake horsepower, 530 Newton meters of torque. It does top speed of 190 mile an hour. MPG averages about 30 miles per gallon. But really, this car is about its driving experience. So it's the rear-wheel drive, which is a better option than having the four-wheel drive. I personally prefer the rear-wheel drive. Has a bit more driver engagement, and just listen to that sound. How good is that? So where was I? So the power is delivered via the 7-speed PDK gearbox, which is one of the best gearboxes around. I like this generation of GTS for the main reason that it's naturally aspirated. Having driven the Carrera T, the Gen 2 991s, I'm not a big fan of the turbocharged 911s. So this is a little bit more for the purist. Long term, I think these will do better as we move more into electric cars and hybrid cars. So yeah, this is one for the ages really. So like I said, the suspension is 10 mil lower, and that really does assist in terms of handling. The power is plenty on this car. If you stick into Sport Plus mode, you will never feel like you need more power. So onto driving performance. It comes with 444 brake horsepower from factory, 530 Newton meters of torque, can reach a top speed of 190 mile an hour. Fuel efficiency combined is 30 miles per gallon. But really this car is more about driving experience. And in terms of the 991 generation, it probably has the most visceral driving experience. With it being rear-wheel drive, which I prefer compared to the Carrera 4 GTS, I think this just keeps you on your toes a little bit better, whilst in terms of performance, it's pretty much identical. The power is delivered by the excellent 7-speed PDK gearbox. I mean, just listen to that noise. Sounds so good. And this is essentially the difference between this GTS and the Generation 2. I'm not a huge fan of the turbocharged. I think it just takes away from sort of the driving experience, and with the turbo noise, it doesn't do it for me. With this, you stick into sport, it has a beautiful burble. Yeah, it just sounds so good. You don't have to drive this car to hell and back in order to have driver engagement, in order to be with the car. You could just cruise in it, and you get that beautiful burble, you get that linear torque as well. So it really does complement that driver feel and engagement. The steering has a really good weight to it as well. Once it gets above 5,000 RPM, sounds so good. This car just sounds amazing. I've driven many 911s, including some of the GT cars. Where this car really wins for me is the dailyability of this car. It's got 18-way adjustable seat for your lumbar support, back support, whatever you like. It's got that comfort. But at the same time, you can just cruise into 200 miles in it, without such an issue, which you can't do in sort of the GT cars, or it becomes quite uncomfortable. Obviously you can go for the Carrera S, phenomenal car on its own, but really this just takes it up a level. And I think these cars are such phenomenal value, to the point where I think actually the future is good for these cars. They will go up in value, and it's USP is really the fact that it's the last naturally aspirated 911. So this particular car has just under 47,000 miles, 2 previous owners. Last owners had it for just over 2 years. It's got full Porsche service history, so it's been very well looked after, and that's testament to Porsche owners. A lot of 911 that I come across, they are well looked after. In fact, today, you know, over 60 to 70% of Porsches that I ever made, they're still on the road. So that tells you reliability, build quality, and also the market for Porsches. So if you enjoyed this short review, please comment, like, and subscribe, which we will appreciate. Thank you very much.